What's going on YouTube? So today I wanted to talk about two different Clubbell exercises which are really good for building up work capacity for Judo. So one of the main benefits of Clubbell exercises is that you're moving very often from side to side. Judo is a very rotational sport. It's very rare that you're moving from just an up and down one plane motion. So one good benefit of Clubbell exercises, you're able to train this rotation side to side and really build up the work capacity and musculature of your core so that your body is prepared for the task at hand for when you do sparring and randori in Judo. Another benefit here is that the way you hold a Clubbell really trains your grip in a way that is very beneficial for strengthening your wrist and your forearm for Judo movements, because when we're holding a Clubbell, we're very often moving like this, which is good because a lot of exercises in gym, we're very often just holding our wrist and we're holding that wrist solid. But in Judo, very rarely are we just holding our wrist solid all the time. We're often moving our wrist from side to side, letting go, to taking hold. So, good thing about Clubbell exercises is we're training our wrist and our forearm and our side to side motion in a way that we can control and track our progress on. And we're able to build up that work capacity, build up our body's ability to do work in these movements, so that when we go and do Judo and do randori, our body is prepared, reduce the risk of injury in there, and also just allow us to do more Judo. So let's get into these two exercises. So our first exercise here, I've moved the camera back a little bit so I can get a better angle and see more of my body. So we're going to be doing what I call the inside and outside circles. So we start with our club up here. We load our opposite hip here so that we're able to then drive off. We're going to push the club out and swing up, and then we're going to catch loading the other hip, and then from here we're going to repeat the motion, go backwards. So we use that hip to push the club out, and then we come and we catch again. So in this way we're able to shift from hip to hip, as well as moving and pulling and pushing our arms in side angles, because in Judo we're very rarely standing in a neutral stance and pulling like this. We're often in a stance here, we have to pull here, we have to pull here. So this is a good way to train, again, in a controlled manner for moving side to side and getting used to pulling from this nice offset position. So we go here, catch, load the hip, make sure our feet are facing forwards. We load the hip, we push up, and catch. And then switch here. And there. And now with a heavier club, it becomes a little more of a task. It becomes a little harder on the grip as well, so we have to start really focusing. So we're up, push, catch, push, catch, push, catch, push, pull, catch, push, pull, catch. Up, up, switch hands, catch. There. And now this next exercise does tie into the last one, the inside and outside circle. So we're going to go into Clubbell mill. This one starts to be a little harder, but the movement is pretty good and pretty specific for Judo. So let me show you here. So again, we start in our nice rack position. We're going to push the Clubbell out. Again, we're loading that hip because we always want to be moving from side to side. Make sure our feet are facing forwards. So we're here, we're going to push out, behind the head, and out. So the reason why this one is very good is we're very often throwing from side to side, so it's good to build up that musculature with a lighter weight, because we're very often throwing people who are the same weight as us. So with this, we're able to do very high repetition of this movement, of this throwing motion, and so we're able to really build up that work capacity with a lighter weight and slowly build up. So we're able to really prepare our body and build up that sort of general preparation, that, general physical preparedness, so that, when it comes to actually doing, throwing people who are much bigger than us or the same weight as us, our body is prepared. We have that, base pool of, physical preparation. So some of the things to note with this exercise is very similar to the inside circle. Get really good at that. So when you're here, what you do is pretty much a pullover, so up and over. So what you want to do is you want to move into the thing. You don't just stay here, because then you're going to fall over. So what we're doing, we've loaded that hip, and we're going to push into the club. There, so this gives us the space to then turn. Here. And now, with a heavier club, this is 10 kilos. We're here, we're ready. Go. Those are two pretty much the most fundamental Clubbell exercises, and if you get really good at those, you're going to have a very good base physical preparedness for Judo, because again, those are movements which you will be doing a lot of in Judo, whether it's throwing or pulling from side to side, especially for the grip. You're building up a nice strong forearm, nice strong wrist, so that when you're doing your gripping, your grip fighting, your wrists are strong, and when someone breaks your grip, your wrists are prepared for that change of direction and all that stuff. So it reduces the risk of injury, like I said, and allows you to do more Judo. Because a lot of people say, well, the best way to get better at Judo is to do Judo, which is true. But there's things we can do outside of the class. You can buy your Clubbells. These take up very little space in your home. So, and compared to how much maybe a barbell and weights costs, and every gym has a barbell and weights, not many gyms have Clubbells. So this is a good little investment you can make into your home training, and you can do very high repetitions of this. So the way I would try and go about programming it is very often you try and do a certain number of reps one side, you then hand off, you don't let go, you do this in continuous, you let go, do another certain number of reps. So you do 5 by 5, so 5 sets, 5 reps on one side, 5 reps on the other side, and do that 10 times in a row, doing 50 reps on each side. And then you can either build volume, so you can do instead 1 week you do 10 sets of 5, so 50 on each side, or you can, and then the next time you can then build up to 12 sets, and then 16 sets, and 20 up to 20 sets, and then you can start bringing it back down and building intensity. So instead of doing 5 reps on each side, you start doing 6 reps on each side, and then 7 reps on each side. So you're building that intensity and volume. So over time, you're building up a general fitness that's going to help you. So this works for both the mills and circles. You pretty much want to build up sort of the amount of reps you can do, and the sets you can do in a row. You just want to build up just that large amount of volume. It's going to help you, and then slowly you can start building up heavier and heavier Clubbells, eventually getting it up to the 20 kilo or 45 pound Clubbell, which I think is pretty much the heaviest Clubbell they have. And once you can do like 200 reps on each side of these exercises with a 20 kilo Clubbell, you're going to be pretty fit, and you're going to have some good strength for Judo. So let me know what you think of this video, and what you think of Clubbell training. These are two very basic and fundamental exercises to Clubbell training. There are a bunch of other, more, transitional exercises to these exercises, simpler ones, and then there's more complicated ones, and I will make videos on those in the future. But I wanted to get this one out, just the two most important exercises I think you can get out of clubs for Judo. Alright, I'll see you in the next video, and like the video if you liked the video, and make sure to leave a comment. And of course, if you're new to the channel, subscribe. I'll be coming out with more videos on training and other things judo related. See ya.